Welcome to another painting tutorial. So today I'm going to take you through how I paint CHAPLAIN purity seals. So it doesn't really matter so much what undercoat you use, however I have used Chaos Black in this instance, and I'm just going to be doing a couple of coats of ZANDRI dust. And once I'd given a bit of time for those two coats to dry, I'm now going to apply some DOOMBULL brown and LAHMIAN medium, looking at a 50-50 mix of this, and add some water to the mix as well. So apply this quite liberally over the purity seal. However, if at any point you need to go back and remove excess paint like I've just done now, just remove all of the paint off your brush just using some paper towel, and then soak that up and then remove it again just using some paper towel. And for the first highlight, I decided to use a mix of ZANDRI dust and USHABTI bone. So again, 50-50 for this, and just looking at doing some edge highlights and also some small little scratches across the purity seal as well. Just to give it a sort of slight weathered appearance. And as a final highlight for the purity seal, I'm just going to use some USHABTI bone. So for the most part, just using the USHABTI bone on the most raised areas, just to help draw out all of the other detail. And next up, for the text of the purity seal, I decided to use CORVUS black. It is my preferred color for doing text on purity seals. I find that it's just a little bit more subtle than a Baden black, for example. So for the first part of the text, I'm just going to be doing, I just decided just to do the letter A in a Roman sort of style of text. Just to add a little bit more detail to it, as opposed to just doing it all the scribbled sort of text. And with the exception of the base coat, of course, I've just been using my Raphael 8404 size 30 brush for all of the detail work. So as you can see for the text, barely any paint on my brush. It's relatively watered down, just to sort of maximize the control of this, as it's certainly a lot easier just to get it right the first time as opposed to having to go back to previous colors to correct any detail. However, if you do go back, I would recommend not going back to the USHABTI bone, rather go back to the ZANDRI dust and USHABTI bone 50-50 mix. As if you are needing to correct any of the text, that will just be a little bit more subtle than the vibrancy of the USHABTI bone on its own. Now, of course, for those of you who follow my Instagram, you'd know that I have been working pretty closely on a Ultramarines army. Therefore, of course, this chaplain was for my Ultramarines army. So I'm just doing a little Ultramarine symbol here. But of course, depending on what chapter you're working on, you can do absolutely any symbol that you like, really. And as a final touch, I'm just going to add some checkered patterns at the bottom of the purity seal using DOOMBULL brown. And again, this is fairly watered down, just not too much though. And again, if you need to go back and tidy up the shapes of the checkered pattern, just go back to that ZANDRI dust and USHABTI bone mix. And here are some photos of the completed miniature and of course the completed purity seal for my chaplain. So I hope you found this tutorial useful today. Leave a like if you did, subscribe today if you haven't already, and as always guys, if you would like to support the channel further, the links will be in the description below. It doesn't cost you anything extra, just if you're intending on picking up any of your hobby needs. It does support the channel if you use the links below. So thank you so much. I will see you again in the next one.